The Seder till the middle of the Lametz was that everyone is able to go into Yechidus before your Yom Haledes, before your birthday. You can light, Bochrim, etc. And the Seder by the Bochrim was that when they went into Yechidus, so they would write a zettel and write a cheshm hanefesh of where they feel they're holding at, and then ask for a bracha for the Yom Haledes. And if a bracha had any shaylis, he would also ask shaylis. And the Seder was that the Rebbe would take the zettel, read the zettel, and then he would start by saying the heroes for Yom Haledes. First, he would say, you should have an aliyah the Shabbos before Yom Haledes. If the Yechidus was after Shabbos, before the Yom Haledes, but after Shabbos, the Rebbe would ask, did you have an aliyah on Shabbos? And if the person would say no, the Rebbe would say, you should have an aliyah next Shabbos. By some people, the Rebbe would say, you should have an aliyah arum dem Yom Haledes. That's what he told once my brother Nochem. And then he would say that on the day of Yom Haledes, you should give tzedakah before Shachris and before Mincha. And he would, if the Yom Haledes was Shabbos, he would say that because it's Shabbos, you should do this on Friday. And then the Rebbe would also say you should have an extra shir in Nigla and in Chassidus on the day of Yom Haledes. And then the Rebbe would give generally the standard bracha. You should have atzlocha in limud HaTorah, limud HaNigla, limud HaChassidus, and Nikim HaMitzvahs Behidur. And sometimes to some people he would add Terbrius HaNechayna, which means good health. To some people he would add also Unyan Avedas HaTfilah in the davening. And then if the Bocher had shaylas, the Rebbe would answer the shaylas. So I want to mention that once, when I went into Yechidus and the Rebbe read my zettel, the Rebbe started off by saying these words, Ongeschrieben Lashon Hara auf sich allein, you wrote Lashon Hara on yourself. The Schwer hat gesagt, als afil auf sich darum nicht sagen ke Lashon Hara. The Friedrich Rebbe said that you're not allowed to say Lashon Hara on yourself either. One time, the Rebbe in Yechidus told me these words, soll sein reingetrunken in lernen bis über den Kopf. You should sink into learning. You should be till over your head. And he said, as sollst haben Inyanim von lernen balpeh, you should have in your mind, by heart, Inyanim of learning, because if you'll ever come out to be in a place where there are no svarim, so if you have Inyanim of Torah balpeh, you'll be able to learn anyway. Another thing, my Yom Haledes often comes out on Friday. So whenever my Yom Haledes came out on Friday, the Rebbe would say that make sure to be Ma'aver the Seder on the day of Yom Haledes on Friday. And I'm going to say Pshat, L'chura, what he meant was, you always have to be Ma'aver the Seder. That's a din. But he meant to say that even if you usually are Ma'aver the Seder on Shabbos, let's say you leave it for Shabbos, but because of Yom Haledes, you should make sure to be Ma'aver the Seder on the day of Yom Haledes on Friday.